What is up, guys? Thank you so much for being here. So today I just want to tell you a little story about how I crashed my drone, and it's kind of interesting, especially because I've got all the footage from the crash, plus also me trying to get it and all that. And then in addition, I want to tell you kind of what took place afterwards. So the story begins a few months back, just this past winter. It was still midwinter, so it was cold and snowy and all that. And I was just out trying to have like a good time. I went out for a little drive and I was getting some really nice B-roll, like some cool drone footage, and getting the river and the mountains and the snow, and it was just a fun time, other than being a little cold because I don't do too well in the cold and it was below freezing. But anyway, so I was having a grand time, and then I decided I wanted to turn around because I remembered there was this nice spot with an old train bridge, and I don't think the train runs there anymore, but it's just a really nice bridge and it's got the river down below. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get some super cool B-roll of the bridge and like some nice shots. And I was almost done. I was gonna go home after that. So I got most of the shots I wanted, and then I was just gonna like do one more kind of like side strafing shot. But then when I was doing that, I apparently hit the top, like the tippy top of just the few, I guess there was a couple random super tall trees there, and I thought I was above everything, but apparently I wasn't, and I hit the top of one of those, and it just went crashing all the way down to the bottom, and I'll go ahead and play the footage of that, but you'll see that I tumbled down the tree, hit some rocks, and then landed on the ice, and yeah. So then that's when it kind of begins. So let me cut over to that footage. Sorry about the audio because I didn't know I was going to be recording audio, so I didn't bring a mic. Well, I just did something that I didn't think I would ever do, but I guess it's just like a rite of passage. Unfortunately though, I crashed my drone into a tree. So I was getting footage of that nice bridge, and I'm pretty sure I hit that really tall tree and landed somewhere down there. And so you guys can't really tell how steep this side of this hill is, but it's really steep, so hopefully I can make my way down there safely and go find it. Okay, so I made my way down like towards the base of the tree, and now I'm just trying to find it. I'm just hoping it's in one piece because obviously they're expensive and I can't afford to like replace that, at least not right now. So hopefully it still works, because if the blades are broken, like the propellers, that's alright because I have spares. I found it. Crud. It's on the ice. This is not good. Oh man, it looks like it's busted. It looks like it's missing an arm. So as you guys can see, it landed right there on the ice, and it looks like it's missing an arm, but it's hard to tell. I only see 3 arms on it. I gotta be really careful, obviously, because for one, I don't want to fall into that ice. It's probably really thin. And for two, I don't want my drone to fall into the ice. So I gotta like try and save this thing. Ooh, the other arm is still there. It just got folded in. Look. And then the propeller broke. So like the arm got folded in, and that's another good reason to use ND filters, because like the ND filter looks kind of scratched, but my lens is going to be okay because it's not cracked. So that protected it. Whew. That was crazy. I mean, everything seems intact, so let's go give it another go. You probably can't tell how tall this tree is, but it's super tall. And I hit like the tippy top of that thing. So I don't know how the heck it made it fell all the way down landed on the ice and survived. At least I'm assuming, because everything still looks intact. That's incredible. Like nothing broke. Everything still looks completely fine. Another thing to think about is the fact that it's cold enough that that ice was thick enough to not break when it landed on there. I mean, if this had been like the summertime, it would have landed in the river and I would have been screwed. So the fact that there was ice actually saved the drone from getting like swept up in the river, and I would have been out like $850. So as you guys saw in that last clip, I was trying to get it to go again and it just wouldn't. Basically what was happening is it was only taking off from one side, and I don't know why. Everything was fine. I put new propellers because some of the propellers broke and all that, but it just wouldn't take off from one side. So after trying, even when I got home and all that, I had no choice but to send it in. And I didn't have like a coverage plan on it or anything like that, but to be honest, it's not really worth it in my opinion, because I don't know, unless you completely destroy it, and I don't know if they even cover that. But so I ended up sending it in. They sent me a free label to print and put on here, and then so I sent it in with the label that they gave me, and then of course they were going to charge me for the repair. They basically make you like electronically sign this thing that says you're going to accept the the payment for it. Otherwise they'll just send it straight back to you the way it was. So long story short, something internally with the thing that moves the propellers broke. Even though everything looked fine on the outside other than scratches and whatnot, something broke internally. So they fixed it. They even I think put a new body on it because it looked brand new. Like when I got the drone back, it looked like a brand new drone. And so I think they even replaced the parts that had scratches and stuff like that, which I thought was going a little bit above and beyond than just, getting it to function again. But anyway, so they did that, and then they sent me even more propellers, so now I have more backups. And that cost me $101. So I don't think that's that bad considering I didn't have any coverage plan, and it looks brand new, and I didn't have to replace it completely, which would have cost me hundreds of dollars to buy a new one. And so $101, that fixed it. And then on top of that, my little ND filter from Polar Pro, the one I bought comes with a 3-pack. The smallest one, because it was kind of shaded over where I was, so I didn't need the darkest one on there, so I had the lightest one, ND4 I think. And so that one got pretty scratched up, enough to where it would mess up my image if I just left it on. So I contacted Polar Pro and asked them if they would basically just replace that ND filter for me for free. But obviously, well, I guess I shouldn't say obviously, because for some people they might do it, but obviously they didn't do it for me. And so what sucks is online I could only find the 3-pack, the pack I just showed you guys, and it's expensive. I mean, it might not be as expensive anymore because this isn't a newer drone anymore. It's a DJI Air, so it's a little bit, it's not old, but it's older because now they have the Air 2. But I didn't want to have to go buy another 3-pack. It probably cost me $80 or something at least. When I bought it, it was $100. I didn't want to have to do that because I don't need all the filters. I just need the one filter. My ND8, ND16 are fine. I just need the ND4. Even though I don't have very many subscribers, I even tried to convince them or ask them if they would send it to me for free because it's just one filter, and that I would give them a good review for their customer service and all that. I mean, hey, they still had good customer service. They still took care of me. They just basically didn't give me anything for free. But I did get lucky. I think this part was a mistake because they said, well, we understand you don't want to have to buy a 3-pack again. And I guess through them, you can buy just the one filter instead of having to buy the 3-pack with all of them. And so they said it's I think it was going to be $25 or $30 for just the one. And I said, okay. And so they emailed me this little invoice. I paid $25 or $30, and then it showed up pretty quickly, within a week or so. But I got super lucky because instead of just sending me the one, I think they made a mistake because they told me they were just going to send me the one filter. But they sent me a whole nother 3-pack. Not only do I have like the broken one I had, my ND8 and ND16, but then I got a whole nother 3-pack, which has the ND4 that I needed because I broke it, and then the ND8 and another ND16. So I got pretty lucky because I only paid for one filter, but I got 3 new filters, and I don't really need all 3 of them because my other 2 are completely fine. And I don't plan on crashing this drone anytime soon, and if I ever did get a second drone, I would upgrade or I'd get a newer one, which these wouldn't fit on there. So I don't really need them, but I'm definitely happy I got them. So anyways, that's my story I wanted to share with you guys. It was pretty crazy, and it was cool that I still had the footage on there. And if you guys thought the footage looked pretty good and you liked it and you're interested in picking this drone up, because at this point, this drone is like a really good deal. It's a lot cheaper than it was when it first came out, and it still has a lot of the same features as the newer drones. It has the 4K footage, it takes really nice photos. So if you're interested in picking this thing up for yourself, I'll put a link down in the description down below. So all you have to do is click on that and it'll take you straight to Amazon where you can buy it. And I'll throw the filters on there too. They're probably a lot cheaper than back when I bought them. But if you use that link, I would really appreciate it because it helps out my channel a lot, because Amazon will give me a small percentage at no cost to you. Also, if you like videos that have to do with like camera gear or like just lens reviews, photography, videography, then definitely hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos here in the future. And don't forget to hit the like button. It's like a super small, simple thing that really helps out my channel, so I would appreciate that as well. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.